Hi, how you doing, folks? Thank you so much for watching this week's update. This update is actually going to be a very quick one, and also a good one. This week, we were able to vote on the budget. If you recall, at the beginning of the session, we had some issues with the budget, specifically with a almost $40 million cutback to the education system. Just on Prince George's County alone, we were looking at almost close to $100 million between Baltimore, Prince George's County, and Montgomery County as well. But what we've been able to do is, well, actually, all the credit goes to the Appropriations Committee. What they were able to do is come together with the different party members and essentially restore that funding. So instead of a $40 million cutback, we have restored that, and there are no cutbacks coming to our education system in the whole entire state, but obviously in Prince George's County, which is great news because if you recall, we were looking at about 500 different positions being cut alone from the school system, which would have been monumental. So thank you so much for all in appropriations. Another update that we have is the Death with Dignity bill. It does not look like it's going through. That was one of the things that was probably one of the more controversial proposals that was being put out there for this year. It looks like it's still being debated both in health government operations as well as judiciary. If it doesn't get through after this week, most likely the legislation will die. You can always expect the unexpected in politics, but as of right now, I think it's still the first introductory year. It's still a lot of things, a lot of questions that need to be answered. So with that, it might not be 2015 that this thing actually gets through. Lastly, folks, I want to thank Kathleen Dumais, who is my colleague on Judiciary Committee, for allowing me to be one of the lead sponsors on a bill that essentially what it does is allows our social service providers, or workers, I should say, whether it's a teacher, a physician, a police officer, if they see child abuse or neglect, it allows them to be proactive in making sure that they report that to the proper authorities. So for example, if a teacher suspects that there may be some child abuse or neglect, it is up to their duty to go ahead and report that to their licensing board. So for a teacher, it will be the school board, as well as police officials as well. For physicians, it will be their respective board. There are no penalties that come with this bill. Each agency normally has their own interdisciplinary measures that they take anyway, but this is just a way to make sure that we bring everybody together under the same blanket and incentivize somebody and not think twice if they notice something with a child. So with that, we wrap up this week's report. Thank you so much for watching these. We are almost through the end of the legislative session, only 3 to 4 more weeks left, and we'll be updating you accordingly. Thank you so much for tuning in this time.